People constantly ask me, for some reason, Zareth, why is pirating so addictive? And I mean, it's because once you lose a hand, you get hooked. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We're gonna try to do a quick video today. 5 characters everyone should be working on. I didn't make one in May because I didn't think things had changed too much in the meta to really justify this. But we're back, and we're thanking my patrons once again. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, please help me mount the algorithm. Like, subscribe, comment. It all really helps. It really does. I really appreciate all of you guys. So let's get going. Let's get into this thing. Let's get it over with. Shall we? Do we have to? Whoa. Wow. Wow. We're in the game. Unprecedentedly in the game. So the first one you want to work on, folks, is Hondo. And I guess I should make sure I preface this with all of these characters are not necessarily things you should just like drop everything for and hurry up and work on them. I think it's more like, well, give us some thought, add them to your plans, like start thinking about these characters, because they're characters that are either going to be really important, they already are really important, or they are potentially going to be important, and maybe we don't want to use resources yet for a speculative farm, but they're characters that should be on your radar, right? And Hondo is one of those characters. So obviously, CG released the concept, the idea, the news that we're getting pirates added to the Order 66 raid. So I mean, it makes sense, right? We all know that. We all know how it makes sense. I don't even have to say it because we all know. And so here's the thing about Hondo is he's a pirate, and he's we don't know much about the new pirate faction that's going to be the next era. We still have a couple more characters. The Jedi Vanguard people are still being released. We still have Mace, all that stuff. So we still have like a month till we know more about pirates, I think. The thing you want to keep in mind though is Hondo is not only a pirate, so he's probably almost certainly going to be part of the upcoming raid. He's also part of the mercenary group, and he's part of smugglers and scoundrels. 2 of the 3 most recent factions that have been added to the game, which are mercenary and pirate, are part of his tags, and he's a good character anyways. I've always liked his character. That they've done a good job. The neutral tag is a little bit awkward, but yeah, I mean it kind of fits him. Not really. He's kind of a terrible person, frankly. I feel like there are a lot of dark side characters that should be neutral before him, but one way or another, I think Hondo is, in fact, going to be fairly important moving forward. He's got some really good tags, so if you care about Datacrons, etc., then he's going to be good there. His Omicron is really solid in GAC, and he just continues to be relevant. He was relevant even before he got the Mercenary tag, and now he has Mercenary and Pirate. I just think that Hondo is going to be needed, man. Honestly, I think out of all of the characters on this list, he might be the number 1. The next one is Great Mothers. Now, Great Mothers are obviously required for unlocking Balin. So, I mean, I've kind of told you guys maybe don't farm Balin, or at least give some thought to not, because he's just not useful for anything other than like being good, and there are other squads that are out there that can be good. However, Great Mothers, and I mean these guys go right next to Morgan, right? Like they go together. The two characters go together. So I'm only showing 1, or I'm showing 3 of the 4, I guess. But here's the thing. I've been using them in GAC, and they kill a lot of stuff. The one thing that they take out, and I can't help but think the CG is going to do something about it, but maybe they won't. Who knows, man? CG is crazy. The new Ahsoka Galactic Legend, just even with Ezra, gets completely schooled by this team if you have them modded right. Now, you want Great Mothers to be pretty fast, and Morgan to be like 1 speed slower, and so 350 is what mine are. You have to. It's a race to see if you can outspeed Ezra, basically. But we'll get into that in the later videos. But even if they can't, even if CG takes that toy away from us at some point, they're like, oh, you know what? We don't want all this trash to be able to beat our new Galactic Legend that can't do anything because she's not part of any event or any thing in the game other than also being good. They might take it away, but they'll never take our freedom. They might as well do that, in fact. But the Great Mothers are definitely a very strong team. Like the team that surrounds them, they just destroy things, man. They're a lot of fun. They're a really good team. And so I think they're worth farming on their own, frankly. I realize that they're not accelerated, and some people will bite their thumb at me for even suggesting such travesty, but I bite my thumb right back at them as politely as possible. Okay, so... Gosh, stupid frogs, man. Frothing. Weird frog dude. A lot of you know my complicated thoughts on the frogs, the Gun faction, and how they annoy me a lot. And it's not just because they're weird people. I actually kind of think their culture is neat. Like Jar Jar is just annoying. He's an aberration of their species, but in game they're just so frustrating to fight. They can be frustrating to use. That here's the thing I want to point out though, folks. They just keep being so useful. And for as far as unlocking a legendary character, which I kind of cringe to call Jar Jar that, I actually think that the cost is pretty low. Think of the price we're paying to unlock the new Mace. 6 new characters, 6 new marquees to unlock 1 character. And I'm sure he'll be good. He'll probably be worth it. I'm not saying he's not. Boss Ness doesn't think so. He's frothing. But I think that for the price you pay, and they don't even cost as many Kyrotechs as a lot of other characters. I mean, they still cost a lot. I'm not saying that it's cheap or something, but it's relatively cheap, honestly. For what you pay to get a legendary character, and I mean they counter a lot of stuff. They're really good in TW. They're really good in GAC. They just do a lot of cool stuff, and they're frustrating on a lot of levels. But honestly, I keep saying in the past, I have said that their usefulness is going to diminish greatly once the new raid is here. And the new raid is like on our doorstep, right? Like it's this month or next month. And so they're not going to be part of the raid. I'm not suggesting you work on them as part of your strategy for raiding, though why not include Gungans in Order 66? I just don't see why not, man. So if we're going to add pirates, these guys at least were part of the Clone Wars, you know? Anyways, I do think that these Gungans are pretty good. And they're probably worthy of unlocking, even though there's not really an event associated with them anymore. For a legendary character unlock, it only costs 4 characters, and then the legendary himself, you know, and it'll annoy me. So that's another reason to do it. I don't like the frogs. So, anyways, we've got Crosshair here, and we've got Cross here. Anyways, he's part of the new Bad Batch. And honestly, guys, I think that this is my not too subtle reminder that you should be working on raid teams. And right now, the only team we know is going to be good. I'm sure there'll be other teams available when the raid launches. There won't just be like 3 teams and 2 of them are unavailable to anyone who to anyone who didn't pay to unlock these new characters. I'm sure there'll be a couple others that are weird, kind of like the Luminara lead one with Kit Fisto in it. Currently, I'm sure there will be, but the one team we can all work on right now are Bad Batch, and they're a really strong team. I mean, they're not just there's a lot of nuance to them, and I'm still learning them and everything too. But I mean, I'll learn them a lot better once I actually have this stupid guy farmed up. But I mean, Bad Batch is something you can work on to help your guild in the raid coming up. I mean, it's the raid is going to diminish your ability to get resources pretty quickly if you and your guild don't get your stuff together. And Bad Batch is like, it's the one way that people who aren't spending can actually prepare for the new raid. So I mean, I'm putting a relicate on them. You don't have to, but it seems like it's gonna help. And then finally, we have Baris. Did they change the character model for her? I don't really care. But here's the thing about Baris. I've always said that she's kind of a misfit, and she may end up continuing to be a misfit. And she is a traitor, so who likes that? But even if she doesn't end up on the new Jedi Vanguard team, she does work well on a number of teams in GAC, and I mean, I've been using her in TW lately. I'm sure other people have been using her a lot longer and stuff, but her usefulness is just not really declined. I mean, even though I said she's not that useful, I guess just, you know, do as I say, not as I said. I think she's gonna potentially be good. This is one you can just push the pause button on, because she doesn't even require anything like a Zeta, and then like 100 Cairo tech eventually if you want to get her past 12. So anyways, Baris is pretty good. I don't know, I said that and I actually regret it. I don't think she's actually that good. I think she's potentially going to be strong with the Jedi Vanguard. She's one of the very, very few Jedi Vanguard who are actually decent. Though, I guess one thing we should keep in mind is we already have prescribed 4 new Jedi to the team. So, between the 2 marquees that are going to be released, and then Jocasta and the lead, which is Jedi Master Mace Windu, there's going to be 1 more, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to find out that Baris is the 5th on that squad. She also just really might not be. It might be something outlandish like Imagoon D or some weirdo selection, but Baris seems as likely a candidate as any. And if you really want something to work on, and you're like, you want to overachieve, you can work on her, and then use her on other teams anyways, because she has at least some usefulness left in her. And that's it, folks. That's what I've got. That's what I've got. Those 5 as promised. So I'm gonna let you go. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Take care, folks.